Hey everyone, I was so excited to find this painting and I wanted to make a short video because I got so much inspired and excited over it. Namely, it was drawn by a famous French artist back in the middle of the 19th century. His name was Gustave Doré. I believe that's how his last name is pronounced. It's spelled D-O-R-E. And he named this beautiful painting as the triumph of Christianity over paganism. And I just wanted to observe together with all of you guys this magnificent piece of art. So it's very clear to see we don't need some symbolical, deep spiritual explanation of the whole painting, because I think it's very much easy to understood by anyone. But as a notice, we see Christ as the main figure on the whole canvas. He's the one who is resurrected, and he's surrounded by the host of angels which are kind of encircling him, and behind him there's this glory and light, and behind him we see, let's call this the underworld or the abyss, which is filled with all these fallen deities and fake gods from all these pagan nations. And when I see all these fallen deities, I'm reminded of Deuteronomy 32. I'm reminded of Psalm 82 and 89 and many other passages that depict all these gods that God has created as the capital E Elohim. He has created all these small Elohim with small e, but they did not continue serving him and judging righteously over nations. They wanted glory for themselves. They wanted people to see them as idols and have them as their own gods. And when I see Jesus resurrected and holding the cross, I'm reminded of Colossians 2:15, which is one of my favorite verses, which says something that Christ has disarmed the powers and principalities of darkness by his cross when he resurrected. And he has not just defeated and disarmed all these principalities and powers and gods, but he has exposed them publicly so they can be mocked, so they can be seen who they truly are. When I see these deities kind of in the center of the all these fallen deities, like I said, in a sort of underworld or abyss, he is holding a thunder. So we know in many nations, like in Scandinavia, this will be Thor. In Eastern Europe, this will be Perun. In ancient Near East, this could be Baal or Baal as the one who is the Lord of Thunder and just severe weather, storm. And it's very interesting to observe, for example, golden calf. Now, golden calf, we are immediately reminded of the story of Exodus when the Israelites couldn't wait for Moses anymore when he was on the top of the mountain receiving the tablets from God, right? So Aaron, Moses' brother, as we know, he made the golden calf. But golden calf was not unique in that time because many cultures had golden calf or bull as their idols. Now scholars can say, well, this specific, cow that was in the book of Exodus was something that the Jews borrowed when they were enslaved in Egypt, because Egypt also had a deity that was bull-like, and that's very possible. But when I see this painting, I'm also reminded of any idol in any pagan worldview in any nation out there. What is also very, very important, at least to me, that it's not, I think it's intentionally done to be kind of vague, but we see sort of a tale of some being, of some creature, and on top of it, let's call this being as Zeus, because as I said, it can be Perun, it can be Thor, it can be Baal, but let's say in Greek-Roman mythology, this will be Zeus. So beneath Zeus, there's this serpent and creature-like, and this is his ending. We see the wings and we see his head and arms. I don't know what this creature represents, but for me, it looks very logical that being is Satan himself. Now we see another creature here with wings, so this can probably represent, one of the fallen angels. We see also here a lot of horses, and they're kind of separate a little bit from these fallen deities. Here, very difficult to see, but they're like jaws and teeth of another monster. This can be also seen as a fallen army of these fake deities and gods, which are, by the way, very real territorial entities, much stronger than regular demons. Again, we want to go to the Bible, especially to passages like Daniel 10, so we can at least see who these entities are. And above them, like I said, especially when you think of Colossians 2:15, we see Jesus and his army of angels, his heavenly host, defeating these entities. Now, Jesus is supreme over all. He's the Lord of Lords and the God of gods and the King of kings, so he doesn't need anyone or anything to help him. Also, it's interesting to note that the Bible does not depict angels as necessarily having wings. So this is, of course, creativity and freedom by Gustave Doré, the author from the 19th century. It doesn't bother me. It may be not perfectly biblically correct, but that doesn't mean that in any way it takes anything away from this glorious painting. It's a perfect, for me, and this is just my humble opinion, but this painting perfectly resembles spiritual warfare. Again, there are so many different deities. I kind of wish the author introduced more, famous gods from these pagan nations and from different mythologies that people can maybe resemble more to them. Maybe something more like a Pan, a goat-like creature. This could be partially it, but again, it's very difficult to see because this creature does not have, at least I don't think it has normal ears. So again, I wish there would be maybe more potentially recognizable or easily recognizable deities and gods. But still, this is a magnificent painting of the spiritual warfare. I wish I have enough money to buy the original for myself, even though I'm not so much into this type of art. But that's how much I'm mesmerized by this painting. And yeah, please, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this painting? What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you change? How do you see certain elements or entities on this painting? And as always, please stay tuned. Expect more interesting videos coming this Sunday, but also in general. And God bless.